Now, you may still have some bright colored, artificially dyed Easter egg candy. And this week, the Food and Drug Administration is announcing that they're encouraging food companies to stop using artificial colors. Now, right before that announcement, the International Dairy Foods Association, which represents dairy food companies, pledging to get rid of those dyes in cheese and yogurt for school lunch programs. Earlier this week, I spoke with Matt Herrick, who's with the IDFA, and he explained why they took this step. Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm great. It's good to be with you.
Yes, well, to start off, this announcement isn't a formal ban right now, but your groups, they decided to jump on board and voluntarily remove these dyes from school lunches. Why is this?
That's right. I think right now we're dealing with several different challenges here in the marketplace for dairy. First, we want to be seen as healthy and wholesome for parents. So dairy is an essential source of 13 nutrients for kids. And most kids, on a day-to-day basis, there are 30 million children participating in the National School Lunch and Breakfast Program at our schools in the United States. The majority of their nutrients come from those meals that they get at school every day. And a lot of those nutrients come from dairy. So milk, cheese, yogurt, the stuff that's served on the tray. We want to make sure that parents and students continue to see dairy products as healthy and wholesome. One of the challenges we're facing right now are states. State legislatures are passing laws to ban certified artificial colors. 5 states have passed laws thus far, and we expect others to continue. You've got the Secretary of Health, Secretary Kennedy, and the Secretary of Agriculture, Secretary Rollins, both talking very publicly about their sort of lack of support for certified artificial colors in the food supply, and neither one of them support them in schools. We have been working on this commitment now for a couple of months with our members, more than 300 members. More than 50 companies have taken this commitment to remove and eliminate all certified artificial colors in those milk, cheese, yogurt products served to schools every day. Now, like I said, we want to continue to be seen as healthy and wholesome. We're also dealing with those state challenges. They create a patchwork effect. Essentially, when one state bans something, if you're selling nationally, it's essentially a national ban. So we've got several states instituting these bans. It's just simpler, quite honestly, for our companies to remove them because not a lot of companies use them to begin with. Less than 90% of the products sold to schools, the dairy products at least, do not contain these artificial dyes. So the companies that do use them, we're very willing to step up and remove them.
People are wondering, are these artificial colors safe? You're saying a lot of what you're doing is stemming from, state regulations and a concern of like a patchwork system there. But should people be worried about the artificial dyes that maybe aren't in their school lunches?
Certified artificial dyes, certified colors, they're called certified because they've been certified by the FDA as safe for use in the general food supply. So the FDA has been certifying and stating and assuring the safety of these products, gosh, for many, many years. However, if you look at public polling and you poll parents, for instance, some of them have expressed some concern about artificial colors in the food supply. And that's something that the Secretary of Health and the Secretary of Agriculture have been reacting to. In the school environment, it's more of a controlled environment, especially for the kinds of products that are made and sold to schools. And there, you can make a change like this with a little bit of a lighter lift than you could in the larger marketplace where you're serving 40 million Americans every single day, 3 meals a day plus snacks. So like I said, we went to those 50 plus companies. We asked them if they would be willing to make this change. Most of them don't use these colors to begin with. Those that do were quite willing to remove them and replace them, I should say, with natural ingredients. So things like beet powder or carrot powder or juices from fruits and vegetables or seeds in some cases. The colors from those things, which are sometimes a little bit more expensive than your certified artificial colors, both are safe, but there is a directional sort of a message from the administration now that folks and companies should be moving toward those more natural ingredients. And the companies in the school environment that we work with, we're more than willing to do that.
Well, I think all this talk of all the dairy products is making me hungry this morning. But Matt, I just thank you once again for joining us this morning.